Before we jump straight into doing the problems, I just want to give a bit of a quick overview that will help explain it. So if we've got a triangle and we call each point A, B, C, we call the side opposite the angle the same name, only in the lowercase. So this is C because it's opposite angle C, and this is little b because it's opposite B. Now if you have a look at this rule here, if we know a particular angle and we're trying to find the opposite side to that angle, and we know the adjacent sides to that angle, so if we know angle A for instance, and we know sides C and B, we can find A. So it's always in the form the side opposite to the angle is equal to the square of the two adjacents minus 2 times the adjacents multiplied times cos of the angle. So basically you can also write the same equation for if you were going to find B. So B squared is going to be the sum of the two adjacents of the angle B, and you'd end up with cos angle B over here. So we're looking at the two adjacents of angle B minus 2AC cos B times cos B. And then the same deal if you were doing it for side C. C squared equals, you got A squared plus B squared, the two adjacents. You'd be working with cos angle C. So the two adjacents to the angle C are B and A and B, minus 2AB again. So yeah, they're your three equations. Now this equation here is just this one rearranged to get cos A by itself. If the known is angle B, you can write the same equation, but it would be A squared and C squared minus B squared on 2AC, where these values are the adjacents, that is the opposite to the angle, and they're the adjacents. And then finally again, if you knew angle C, then it would be A squared plus B squared minus C squared on 2AB. So again, they're the adjacents to the angle. So this is your angle C, adjacents are B and A, adjacents. C is the opposite to the angle, and they're your adjacents again. Okay, let's call this side C. We know this is side A, it's opposite A, and this is B. We need to find the missing side, which is side C. Now we know angle C and we know the other two sides, A and B, so we can use the formula C squared equals A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cos C. So C squared is equal to 50 squared plus 35 squared minus 2 times 50 times 35 times cos of 45. And that equals 1250.13. So C equals the square root of 1250, and that equals 35.36 degrees. And that equals 35.36. So put in our sides. Now again, the unknown is side C. We know the angle and we know the two adjacent sides, so we can use that same formula. C squared equals A squared plus B squared minus 2AB cos C. and that's equal to 40 squared plus 70 squared minus 2 times 40 times 70 times cos of 22. And that equals 1307.33. C is equal to the square root of that, which equals 36.16. Right, for this one we used the form cos A equals B squared plus C squared minus A squared on 2BC. There's three equations we can use because we know all three sides and we don't know any of the angles, and we've got to find them. So we're going to go through each one of them. So cos A equals that, so we'll put in the values. This is C, this is B, and this is A. So we've got 5 squared plus 6 squared minus 4 squared, all on 2 times 5 times 6. Now that equals 45 on 60. So I've just added all the top values to get the 45, and I've multiplied all the bottom values to get the 60. So cos A is equal to 0.75. So A equals cos inverse of 0.75, and putting that in your calculator, you'll get A equals 41.4 degrees. Now going through the same motions to find B. So cos B equals A squared plus C squared this time, minus B squared. So it's both adjacents minus the opposite. All on 2 times the adjacents multiplied out is equal to 4 squared plus 6 squared minus 5 squared on 2 times 4 times 6. Now that equals 27 on 48. Again, I've summed the top values and I've multiplied the bottom values, which equals 0.5625. So B equals the cos inverse of 0.5625, which equals 55.8 degrees. Now to find C, we just need to recognise that all angles of a triangle must add up to 180 degrees. So C equals 180 minus A minus B equals 180 minus 41.4 minus 55.8. So C equals 82.8 degrees. And that's all your unknown angles that we've just found.